What's up, San Antonio Sparce fans? My name is Indomitable Will, and we are here for our third season of WPF Delta. Of course, I am your coach of the San Antonio Sparce, and as you guys know, in Season 1, we placed the 9th seed, going 4-5, just missing playoffs by one differential. We were almost there, and last season, our theme was redemption. And we ended up getting that redemption. We ended up going 6-3 for those of you who did not catch the run. And we got 2nd seed. We lost 2 out of 3 of our first 3 games. And then we won out until the last week where we were playing our good friend Lars for first. And Lars did end up beating us. However, we still managed to walk away with the 2nd seed. And then we ended up losing round 1 of playoffs to Volume, the person that we've known the longest in the community. And by we, I mean I've known longest in the community. Volume and I have known each other for 8 years, but now we have one goal and one goal only. We are here to win this season. And I feel like I have the exact team to do it. So, without further ado, if you guys like what I do here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the video. So, we are here with our first pick of the draft. We had 8th out of a 16-man draft, and we chose the monster known as Spectrier. Spectrier is one of the most powerful Pokemon in this format, I believe. It cannot Terra, however, you see its base stat total having a total of 100 in HP, 65 in attack, 60 in defense, so not great defenses, but 145 in special attack, 80 in special defense, and 130 in speed. Its ability, Grim Neigh, raises its special attack stat by 1 every time it kills another Pokemon. And it is the ghost typing, very, very strong attacker. In Generation 8, Spectrier was already very impressive in the meta, forcing several normal type options. In this generation, it got access to moves such as Draining Kiss, which allows it to hit dark types, as well as Pain Split, which makes it fare better against some of the normal types. So Spectrier, very, very powerful Pokemon, and I am so glad to have gotten it at 8th pick, and it's my first build around. So up next we have our Urshifu Single Strike. I wanted a strong fighting type to pair alongside Spectrier, and Urshifu Single Strike has also a base 100 HP stat, but instead of that 145 in special attack that Spectrier had, it has base 130 attack stat, which is pretty ridiculous. It has a base 100 defense stat, 63 special attack, 60 speed, or 60 special defense, and 97 speed. Its ability, Unseen Fist, allows it to bypass Protect, which isn't as common in singles play. However, it's still very niche in some situations. It is a dark and fighting type. Which combos very nice with Spectrier, as the dark typing allows it to take on ghosts, which Spectrier is weak to, and the fighting type allows it to take on normals, which Spectrier cannot hit super effectively with Shadow Ball, or Hex, or whatever ghost move. Also, it has very reliable stab in Wicked Blow. Wicked Blow did receive a nerf in this generation. It is no longer a base 80 power move, but a base 75 power move, which isn't significant too much, in that Urshifu also got buffed this generation, in that it received Swords Dance and Trailblaze, making it a very potent setup sweeper and perfect to pair with Spectrier. It gets U-turn, it gets several coverage options that Spectrier does not have access to, and it can break all the things that Spectrier doesn't already do. Alright, moving into our third pick. Up third, we have our first of 2 Terra captains on the team, Iron Moth. This is a Terra preview draft, meaning that whatever we Terra, we do have to tell our opponent once the teams are revealed what our Terra type is. We can be any Terra on the Iron Moth, however, it is restricted that we have to tell our opponent, and the drafting Terra rules, we were allowed 25 points for up to 2 Pokemon that could Terra. I believe Iron Moth was 17, and our other one, I believe, was 5, so we didn't use our full 25 points, but that's fine. So Iron Moth, let's look at its stats. It has base 80 HP, base 70 attack, base 60 defense, then base 140 special attack, base 110 special defense, and base 110 speed, with the ability Quark Drive. Quark Drive, basically, as long as electric terrain is active or it is holding the item booster energy, this Mon gets an additional boost to its highest stat. Usually with Iron Moth, it will be special attack or speed, as its special attack is 140 and its speed is 110. We can make it 110, or we can make it the speed boosting variant. That way it outspeeds certain things, so it's basically like a free choice scarf without having to lock into a move. Or we can make it the special attack variant, which is basically a free life orb without taking that additional damage. It is the fire and poison typing, however we will be terastallizing it a little bit out of that typing. So that is Iron Moth, one of the strongest Terra users, a fairy killer for Urshifu. Very, very strong combination. Alright, coming up next to our 4th pick. With our 4th pick of the draft, we selected Gliscor. Gliscor gives us amazing utility with our team. You know, it has pivots, it has U-turn, and things like Toxic Spikes, Knockoff, Spikes, Stealth Rock. It has basically all the utility you still want out of Gliscor. It doesn't have Defog or Roost, but having the ability Poison Heal definitely makes up for that. You give this thing a Toxic Orb and it's already recovering HP. Hyper Cutter and Sandveil aren't really relevant abilities on it. And then for its stats, we have base 75 in HP, base 95 in attack, base 125 in defense, base 45 in special attack, base 75 in special defense, and base 95 in speed. Gliscor is a bit more of a bulky tank. It's designed to take hits for the team. It's designed to really set up our offensive core. And yeah, Gliscor is a welcome addition to the team, and I'm happy that we got it 4th pick. Coming in at 5th pick, we have our Blastoise. Blastoise is a very, very strong Pokemon this gen with access to Shell Smash, as well as utility moves such as Rapid Spin and Flip Turn. Blastoise is an absolute menace. In Gen 9, it also got the very powerful stat move Wave Crash, as well as several other utility options, Roar, Haze, Dragon Tail, to name a few. It has the abilities Torrent and Rain Dish. Rain Dish will hardly be relevant. I think there might actually be a Rain team this season, so maybe if we get paired up against the Rain team, we can bring Rain Dish Blastoise. Its stats are 79 in HP, 83 in attack, 100 in defense, 85 in special attack, 105 in special defense, and 72 in speed. Just a nice solid bulky water that also serves as hazard removal and a slow pivot for this team. Exactly what we needed. And yeah, I think Blastoise was a very, very welcome addition. Moving on to our next pick, and this actually is not in pick order, but this is the mon I'm going to talk about next because the rest of our team is built around enabling our final defense or our final offensive piece being Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur is the pseudo-legendary of Generation 9. It has a whopping 115 HP stat, 145 attack, 92 in defense, 75 in special attack, 86 in special defense, and 87 in speed. And it has two really solid abilities in Thermal Exchange, which means whenever it gets hit by a fire move, it gains a 1.5 attack bonus, and then Ice Body, which makes it so it can recover HP in the snow, which also, because of its ice typing, it can get a defense boost in the snow. So Baxcalibur, very, very solid setup sweeper, and very solid breaker overall. I think this mon is very powerful, and like I said, the last 4 Pokemon on this team are really there to enable our top 6, or more likely our top 4, as Blastoise and Gliscor are mostly there for support. So Baxcalibur was actually around 8 pickup, I believe. However, based on this team, I wanted to talk about it 6th before we get into the rest of the team. So now we are going to talk about our next piece, which I think I drafted before Baxcalibur, before I decided this was the road I wanted to go down. So the next Pokemon we are going to talk about is Klefki. Klefki has a base 57 HP stat, base 80 attack stat, base 91 defense stat, 80 in special attack, 87 in special defense, and 75 in speed. Its Steel Fairy type makes it a lot better than those stats would tell, though, because it does have one of the best typings in the game. It also has the ability Prankster, which means it can set up things like Spikes, Light Screen, and Reflect before the opponent even gets a chance to move, which is fantastic for our offensive pieces such as Spectrier, Urshifu, Baxcalibur, and Iron Moth. Klefki is also fairly bulky after a Light Screen and Reflect, and can run many, many different sets, such as Iron Defense Calm Mind, Spikes, Thunder Wave, Reflect Light Screen, several different support sets, gets access to Steel Beam, gets access to Draining Kiss, gets access to Stored Power. Klefki has a lot of options it can run, and I'm very excited to put it on my team. Up next, we have Abomasnow, our second of 2 Terra Captains. So, what Abomasnow brings to this team is it has the ability Snow Warning. It also has the ability Soundproof, however, Snow Warning is going to be more relevant in some cases. So, in games where Abomasnow comes, Baxcalibur will likely also come. Snow Warning sets that snow up for Baxcalibur. And Abomasnow, being able to Terra, it can get rid of its horrible Ice Grass defensive typing and actually Terra into a typing capable of living a hit and setting up that Aurora Veil so that Baxcalibur can get going. It has a base 90 HP stat, 92 in attack, 75 in defense, 92 in special attack, 85 in special defense, and 60 in speed. And yeah, Abomasnow is basically just going to come in matchups Baxcalibur is coming to, and is there for another support piece for Baxcalibur. And who knows, maybe Abomasnow can surprise me with Terra. I think it could be a very underrated option. If there's ever a point I don't want to be Terraing Iron Moth, I think Abomasnow could definitely be a solid replacement option. Alright, going into our next pick of the draft. This is the 9th pick, and we only have like 3 points left. We picked Electrode. Electrode was on the team last season. 60 in HP, 50 in attack, 70 in defense, 80 in special attack, 80 in special defense, and 150 in speed. With the ability Static, Soundproof, and Aftermath. Electrode, its job is basically just to be fast, outspeed things, kill things with Foul Play, Thunder Wave things, Volt Switch out. Electrode is a lot stronger as a Terramon, but I just wanted it as a fast electric type that could potentially also break. And finally, rounding out our draft, we have Girafarig. Also a Pokemon that was on our team last season for a brief period of time. It has base 70 in HP, base 80 in attack, 65 in defense, 90 in special attack, 65 in special defense, and 85 in speed, with the abilities Early Bird, Inner Focus, and Sap Sipper. In Generation 9, Girafarig did receive an evolution. I have Eevee on the mind, so I've been saying evolution. But it received an evolution, meaning it can run the item Eviolite, which will bolster its defenses, make it for a very, very strong defensive option that can set up things like stored power, it can hyper voice, it can get wish off, and most importantly, it is immune to Shadow Ball, which most of our team is kind of weak to right now, even though we ourselves have the best Shadow Ball spammer in the game. So that's our team. Let me know what you all think of it, and I will see you guys for week 1, where we take on Oro and the Miami Masterpieces. See y'all next time.